Hello and welcome back to Pathfinder Behind the Scenes. Thanks for joining us today. We at Pathfinder are an extracurricular program for incoming first and second year Northeastern students. We provide a safe and inclusive space for students to discuss and pursue their passions. Every week we hold online workshops with student leaders and groups on campus. There are a lot of steps that go into creating a great online workshop. We'll go over some of the main elements and some strategies that we've developed over the past few months. As you know, we are not experts, but we want to share what we've learned to get the conversation going. We'll start with sourcing and outreach. Pathfinder is a startup program, so we have to build and maintain a lot of new relationships. This means we have to reach out to a lot of different groups and offices all the time. A great place to start getting contact information is through the Northeastern Orientation and Family Programs website, where there are a lot of links, phone numbers, emails, etc. to all sorts of different resources on campus. Another great place to look is through the Student Life Explore page. This is a big list of cultural centers, clubs, organizations, and more all over campus. Once we get in touch with a great group or organization, we will set up a prep meeting over Zoom. During this meeting, we'll gauge the host's familiarity with Pathfinder and fill in any gaps. We'll introduce ourselves, get to know the hosts a little bit, and ask about format, such as panel, Q&A, polls, activity. Make sure to set up that on Zoom. And then also during this meeting, we try to schedule the actual workshop. So since we have 1 or 2 a week, we try to keep it to that. We don't do workshops on the weekends, but other than that, we're really flexible with time and date. Now that we have a date, a topic, and a host, we can make an Eventbrite link. This is how everyone will register. We'll open the website and log in, and we'll make a new event. We've already created this event, but we'll go through each of the steps. This is for a data visualization workshop that's coming up in June. We'll fill in some basic information using the invite we've already created for our hosts. So we use the same title. We'll select online event, and then we'll input the same date and time, always double checking so that people have the right information. Now we're going to create an image for the header of our Eventbrite, but it will also be used in a few other ways, so this is an important step. You can use really any type of image that you'd like. It's really helpful to stick within the Pathfinder brand, but you can be creative. We're going to do 2160 by 1080, a 2:1 ratio. And we're going to title it and make sure that we store it in the correct place. So here I'm just grabbing a few different iconography that we already have, like the logo. And then in order to customize the logo for this particular event, I'm going to add some unique colors that we haven't used before actually. And I'm just going to put those in with the logo. And since this is a data visualization workshop that I am working on, I'm going to try to turn the logo into kind of like a graph. So it's sort of a play on the topic of the workshop and then also on our existing logo. So I'm extending some of the lines into a like line graph shape, and then I'm going to add an arrowhead at the end to make sure that it's more obvious. And then I'm just going to fade out some of the top part so that it's really emphasized that it's a graph. And now it's time to add some text, so I'm going to add the same title that we've been using all along. It's going to be an Oswald font because that is our brand font at the moment. And I'm just going to adjust the image a little bit more so that it looks a little more tidy now that I have created the concept. also softening some of the arrow strokes so that it's a little more soft. And then I'm going to add the date and time, which is also an important part of advertising for a workshop, and I'm adjusting the size. So now it's time to export. First, I'm going to save it as a working file, so as an InDesign file. This way I can edit it later if I need to. But I'm also going to export it as a JPEG so that we can put it directly into our Eventbrite registration. So you just add your image directly and we're ready to publish. So there are a few more steps to your Eventbrite that we're going to take. We're going to add a description, a little bit more information, and an online event page. So we'll start with the description. We want to make sure that we include who the host is and a little bit more about their group or organization. And then we add a Zoom link. This is going to be the same Zoom link that we already created. We're going to add tickets. They're always free, and we always add 35. And then we publish it publicly. So that creates a link that we can share for all of our different platforms. Now we have to follow up with the host to let them know that we've created a link for their event so that they can share it. This is an important step because the hosts are often our main promoters. So I'm going to email it to the host that we've already spoken with. And I'm just going to send a quick email that says that we created a link, and I'm going to provide the link using a hyperlink. And then I'm also going to attach the image because our hope is that our hosts will use some of our imagery to promote the event themselves. We also allow hosts to use their own images if they would like. This is just a really easy way to make a post if they don't want to make their own image. So now that we have our links, it's time to share. We actually share to a lot of platforms, and it may seem like a lot of extra steps, but we find that the more diverse of platforms, the more people we can reach, and the better chances we have of getting some new folks seeing our content. So we're going to start with Google Calendar. We always post on Google Calendar because our website has this calendar embedded on it, so you can actually always see our events updated there. So again, we're using the same title, adding the time, and we're adding the same description, and we're going to actually include a hyperlink to that Eventbrite. So you can copy it directly into there and then just fix the formatting as needed. Now it's time for Facebook. We will create an event on our Facebook page, an online event. We're adding the same name and the same time. And then we're going to add our external Eventbrite link so that people make sure to register through Eventbrite. And we're adding the same description that we did for the previous Google Calendar. And we're uploading the same image. And then we just create the event and it will instantly go to our profile on Facebook. Next, we have to post to Canvas. We've already created this post, but it's very similar to Google Calendar. And then we are going to post it to sale. So we're going to add an opportunity as an educator. We're going to fill out all of the fields, pretty much using the same information that we used previously with the same date and time, the same description. Sale has a few extra steps that are really neat, so we're going to make sure that those are all accurate, but other than that, it's pretty much just a repeat of what we did before. I'm adding my colleagues as editors so they can add to it as well, which is nice. We're adding the same photo, and we are adding our website. We're also going to link some more opportunities that we're offering. And we have to add our learning outcome goals. Then we add our dimension engagement and some specific skills. Again, this is a data visualization workshop, so the skills are pretty specific, but a lot of our workshops fit under a lot of categories, so this can be a fun step. And then we're going to do students, automatic enrollment, and then add our link again. So as you can see, the Eventbrite link is really important for all of these steps. And we are going to save it and publish it. We also promote the event on Instagram and Twitter as the event approaches. We include all these details in our newsletter and Slack channels and emails that we send as well. So that's how we create a great online event. If you're interested in how we edit and post that event afterwards, please check out the linked video in the card above. We have a lot of details about how we edit and post our content. And thanks so much for joining us. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below. We'd love to hear from you. Have a great day.